Diddy is feeling the repercussions, as we have been talking about ever since Cassie filed the lawsuit against him, which settled. The question was how much or how long will all of these allegations sort of be haunting him? And
Right.
by the way, since he settled the lawsuit with Cassie, there have been 2 other lawsuits filed, and he continues as he did when they were filed. He is denying all of the allegations. But there are clearly going to be some repercussions, and now they're feeling it at one of his companies in his empire, and that is
One of his biggest, actually.
Revolt TV.
I'm snitching in the kitchen. Diddy, gotta tell on him. He tried it on me, so I know it's true. I was married, my ex-wife. I got a phone call in the middle of the night, about 2:30 in the morning. It was, my wife says, pick up the phone. It was an unknown number. Pick up the phone. What just called? Who's calling you? Picked up the phone. It was Diddy. And he said, hey man, we didn't see what the BET Awards, you know, what you doing? I'm like, I'm in bed with my wife. He said, hey, I'm at the Beverly Hills Hilton, the Beverly Hills Hotel. I said, what's up? I said, who over there? He said, just me.
In the buzzing world of hip-hop, eyes and ears are locked on Sean Diddy Combs. Rumor has it, he's hitting a rough patch, but the story's deeper. We're diving into Diddy's financial scene, and at the same time, turning our lenses towards the moves of Mr. 50 Cent. And oh boy, the scene is heating up. Word is, 50 Cent's been anointed a genius, no less by Charlamagne, the god himself. Now, why's this stirring the pot? Because Charlamagne isn't one to casually throw shade at the top dogs. If he's giving props to 50, it means something's up. So why should we give 2 hoots about Charlamagne's opinions? Here's the scoop. If Charlamagne is breaking down 50 Cent's game, especially when it's not meshing with Diddy's vibe, it's a sign. The industry bigwigs are likely taking notes. Now catch all the shade 50 Cent's throwing at Diddy. Remember surviving Diddy? And those lines about, oh man, sponsors are gonna ditch you. This ain't just 50 ribbing his competitor. He's playing chess, devaluing Revolt TV to the ground. His endgame? To swipe it from Diddy for a steal. People may yell about Diddy being the owner, but what's an owner without the cash flow from ads? Let's talk about Diddy's journey. All the ups, downs, and victories in his music empire. But now it's looking like a facade. Hard to swallow, but Diddy's kingdom might just be a mirage. A castle built on shaky grounds, now crumbling away. And there's 50 Cent, watching and mocking as Diddy's empire falls apart. He's been on Diddy's case for months, long before the wave of allegations hit. From Cassie's stories to the drama at Revolt, 50's been riding this wave relentlessly, showing zero mercy. He's not easing up on Diddy, especially with the sexual assault allegations clouding the Bad Boy Records mogul. 50 Cent hit social media to roast Diddy, now grappling with his 3rd sexual assault lawsuit in a month. In a wild twist, 50 Cent mashed up Diddy and R. Kelly's faces in a tweet, even throwing in R. Kelly's 1998 track, Did You Ever Think, for added flavor. The caption read, Diddy do it? Coming soon, Green Light Gang, and another one. But he didn't stop there. He took to Instagram to dish out more on Diddy's legal troubles, saying no, he will be fine. He has so much money. When his corporate partners pull out, he will just reach in his pockets and make it happen. You saw how fast he paid Cassie. He's a real billionaire. He has FU money, guys. So F you. Did he do it? Coming soon. This bombshell from 50 Cent dropped right after Page 6 revealed the scoop about G-Unit Films and Television planning a TV special on the Bad Boy Records chief. With a hint of a TV project brewing, 50 shared the Page 6 article on Friday, boasting about his role as the lead producer for the upcoming show. In his most recent social media antics, 50 Cent shared a clip of comedian Eddie Griffin throwing jabs at Diddy. Griffin's bit zeroes in on Diddy's notorious beef with Suge Knight, currently locked up. The humor's cutting and 50's loving it. On his Twitter, 50's all about hyping Eddie up. He's like Eddie Griffin LMAO doing his thing, boom. But 50 doesn't stop there. He drops this on Twitter. I thought Diddy was a billionaire music mogul. If he's smart, he will file bankruptcy now. Anyone with real money knows why I'm saying this. I'm the best producer for the job, guys. Here come the receipts. 50's playing it coy, not outright confirming if he's digging into a doc about the mess circling Diddy, but he's clearly soaking in the drama. After word got out about Diddy backing off from Revolt, the company whipped up a statement for NBC News. They're spinning this exit as a move to keep Revolt honed in on churning out content that resonates with the culture, amplifying black voices across the US and the African diaspora. That's their angle. Right before Diddy bounced, Dawn Montgomery, co-host of the podcast Monuments and Me, which dives deep into the triumphs and struggles of black women, decided she's out for the next season. Her reason? She's a survivor of sexual assault, and this is about her principles. Montgomery tells NBC News, "I still would like to hear from Revolt's leadership, as there are men in those positions who could have provided a safe space for sexual assault survivors like myself. I cannot sign back on and say that I want to be paid to do a podcast where a few of the episodes were probably going to reflect this conversation. Diddy and his people could never do anything towards me to make me feel like I needed to continue to be quiet." Seems like Diddy's been playing a dark character, a master at staying under the radar. But now, voices are rising against his alleged brutality and intimidation. The first major hit that shoved Diddy into the media glare? Cassie's lawsuit. On November 16th, Cassie slapped Diddy with a federal lawsuit, accusing the hip-hop legend of rape and a decade of abuse that started when she was just 19. Cassie, formerly signed with Diddy's Bad Boy Records, leveled a heap of allegations, from sex trafficking and human trafficking to sexual battery, assault, and gender-motivated violence. The lawsuit sketches out a haunting picture of Diddy's control, kicking off in 2005 when they first met, escalating when she signed with his label in 2006, and peaking with him monopolizing every facet of her life: her home, car, clothes, even her medical files. Among the alleged incidents, Diddy is accused of chasing after rapper Kid Cudi and setting up sordid scenarios, forcing Cassie into sexual situations with male escorts while he captured it all on camera. Cassie's lawsuit against Diddy paints a grim picture of their past. She alleges that in 2018, Diddy forced himself on her, despite her clear protests. This incident pushed Cassie to cut ties with Diddy and Bad Boy Records in 2019, a move signaling her readiness to leave a dark chapter behind. Cassie's now stepping into the light, ready to voice her ordeal and shine a spotlight on relationship violence and abuse. Cassie's making a stand, not just for herself, but for other women in similar straits. Yet, Diddy's legal eagle, Ben Brafman, is hitting back hard. He labels the accusations as false and scandalous. Brafman spills that Cassie had been hounding Diddy for a whopping $30 million over the last 6 months, threatening to expose him in a tell-all book. He dismisses this as outright extortion. Even after Cassie dropped her book threat, Brafman claims she's now lobbing a lawsuit, packed with unfounded sensational claims, all to smear Diddy and chase a payday. Flipping the script, Cassie's attorney, Douglas Wigdor, acknowledges that there were pre-lawsuit talks. He spills that Diddy tried to hush Cassie with a hefty sum to ward off the lawsuit, an offer she boldly turned down. This case joins the mounting pile of sexual assault civil suits against big names, underscoring the dire need to tackle such egregious acts. Neither camps spilling the details of their settlement, but it was hashed out just a day post-lawsuit filing. On November 18th, Diddy put out a statement about resolving matters amicably, sending well wishes to Cassie and her family. By steering clear of court, Diddy avoided the risk of more damaging revelations during legal discovery. On November 20th, Brafman reiterated that the settlement doesn't imply guilt on Diddy's part. He's just relieved to reach a mutual agreement and extends his best to Cassie. Cassie's lawsuit falls under New York's Adult Survivors Act, allowing abuse victims aged 18 or older a 1-year window to file cases beyond any statute of limitations. With time ticking, Cassie saw this as an opportunity to confront her past traumas. She emphasizes in her filing that this law empowers her to face her alleged abuser head-on and seek justice. The music industry's response? Singer-songwriter Tiffany Red supported Cassie's accusations with her own account in an open letter to Diddy published in Rolling Stone on December 7th. Red, who got close to Cassie while working on a Diddy project in 2015, recalls a disturbing episode at Cassie's birthday bash. She alleges witnessing Diddy dragging a seemingly drugged Cassie to a private event late at night. Moreover, Red shares that Cassie confided in her about enduring physical abuse. This entire ordeal has left Red grappling with PTSD, paranoia, and anxiety. Yet, despite the glaring power disparity, Red chose to align with her friend, underscoring the necessity of confronting power with truth. Indeed, these are turbulent times. Diddy also recently stepped back from his chairman gig at Revolt TV, a network he helped launch in 2013. His spokesperson dropped the word that this break isn't about Diddy ducking out of the daily grind, but more about letting Revolt stay on its game, focusing on crafting content that resonates with the Black community. This shakeup trails files the R&B artist Cassie's allegations of sexual assault against Diddy, which quickly led to a hasty settlement just a day post-lawsuit filing. Cassie, once a part of Diddy's bad boy roster, hinted that this resolution came with her holding some cards. Despite his step back, Diddy's standing his ground on his innocence. His lawyers quick to point out that settling up isn't the same as copping to any misdeeds. Adding to Diddy's legal woes, another lawsuit's landed on his desk, accusing him of drugging and sexual misconduct, with the plaintiff gunning for a jury trial and damages for the mental and emotional turmoil. Diddy's spokesperson is slamming these new accusations as nothing but fabricated tales, motivated by the lure of money. They're urging folks to think twice before buying into these so-called bogus allegations. Revolt, Diddy's brainchild in partnership with Comcast, is all about changing the narrative for the global black community. Just last year, the network's CEO was all about hyping up their mission to be the top platform for black storytelling. The news of Diddy's step back from Revolt first hit the waves through TMZ, but that's not all that's cooking in Diddy's world. He's got some major beef brewing with Diageo, the alcohol behemoth. Diddy's miffed about them labeling his Ciroc vodka and De Leon tequila as urban brands, and even whipping up a watermelon-flavored De Leon, totally against his wishes. Back in May, Diddy hit Diageo with a lawsuit, claiming they did him dirty. Now, the unfiltered truth's coming out. Diddy's gripe? He feels Diageo didn't go all in promoting Ciroc and De Leon, just pigeonholing them as urban products. He even claims a Diageo bigwig let slip that racial factors were at play in how and where his brands got pushed. Diageo's denying all of it, and cut ties with Diddy in June. But here's the kicker. Internal Diageo documents show Ciroc and De Leon were often tagged as urban products. Despite Diddy's push to elevate Ciroc to a billion-dollar brand for everyone, Diageo still pegged it as an urban African-American label, tied tightly to Diddy's persona. He's even alleging that Diageo tried to distance Ciroc from his image to shed its African-American brand identity. And about that watermelon flavor, Diddy warned them about treading carefully, given the racially charged history. Diageo said they'd be mindful, but boom, they drop a watermelon-flavored De Leon, totally against Diddy's advice. Diageo's response? They're calling Diddy's lawsuit a facade, insisting he was all in on Ciroc Summer Watermelon, and baffled why he's now dissing the marketing strategies he once championed. But the saga doesn't end there. Diddy's also dishing out claims of Diageo's systemic neglect, like sidelining Ciroc during an agave shortage and botching shipments. Back in 2021, he and booze giant Diageo inked a deal to level the playing field, but Diddy's claiming they fumbled the ball. This tussle over booze has turned into an epic showdown. Just a few months back, Diddy snagged a significant victory in his clash with Diageo. The court, led by Judge Joel Cohen, knocked back 2 of Diageo's plays. 1, to ditch the case, and 2, to shove it into private arbitration. The court's not having any of that. Judge Cohen's call? We're hashing this out in state court, and everyone's getting a front row seat. Diageo was gunning for a behind-the-scenes settlement, arguing it's just your standard business squabble. But Judge Cohen wasn't buying it. After a hefty 90-minute legal spar, Diageo's request got the boot. Post-ruling, Diddy's attorney, John Houston, was all about fairness, while Diddy himself threw in his 2 cents. He's not just in this for himself, he's standing up for everyone who deserves a fair shake. Diageo, on their end, is playing it off as a minor hiccup, not a verdict on the case's substance. They're huddling up, pondering their next legal move. The battle's far from over, and it's only heating up in court. But Diddy's problems don't stop at booze wars. With the Cassie lawsuit landing and 50 Cent roasting him publicly, it seems like his luck's on a downswing. Things in Diddy's world are getting chaotic. He's juggling sexual abuse lawsuits and dealing with fallout from his Empower Global e-commerce platform. Here's the lowdown. 18 brands have bailed on Empower Global following sexual assault and violence allegations against Diddy from Cassie and 3 other women. Annette and Zhao from House of Sakara didn't mince words. They're out because such allegations are a hard pass for them. Annette Azen from Nudie System echoed the sentiment. Hearing about Cassie's claims, she hit the brakes on their Empower Global collaboration. Leonard Greer from No One Clothiers? They've also jumped ship. Despite once viewing Diddy as a titan in business and entertainment, these allegations clash big time with their core value, respect for all. So it's a hard goodbye to Empower Global. And Ashley Goudalak from Surrey? They're not messing around either. As a women-led company, they've got zero tolerance for any mistreatment of women. Diddy's empire is feeling the heat from every angle. The backlash doesn't look like it's easing up anytime soon. Then there's Halle Berry from the high-end jewelry brand Falaba. She's all about uplifting women and girls, and she's not sticking around for anything or anyone that strays from those principles. Some brands that dipped from Empower Global are already scrubbed from the site. It's a steep fall for Empower Global since its big July kickoff. Remember, Diddy pumped a cool $20 million into this project, hyped up more than when he was launching Bad Boy Entertainment in the 90s. He was all in on the diversity and inclusion spiel, urging folks to snap out of it, show some love and support. But now it's like a mass exodus. Brands are bailing faster than you can blink. What's interesting, though, is how many jumped on board initially because they bought into what Empower Global's ex-CEO, Khadijah Robinson, was pitching. She's the mind behind the Nile List, that online hub for black businesses Diddy scooped up in 2021. But then, plot twist. Robinson pieced out in February, leaving folks in the lurch. She's zipped up tight about her exit. And it's not just the unsettling claims against Diddy triggering this. Word is, Empower Global's been underperforming, like a sleepy Monday morning. Rebecca Allen, the boss lady of her own high-end shoe brand, dished out the deets. She was already eyeing an exit by year's end over disappointing May sales. But the allegations against Diddy, that just fast-tracked her departure. Empower Global ain't a free ride. Sellers gotta shell out $35 monthly for a spot, plus the platform takes a 10% slice of the sales pie. That's their way of keeping the lights on. But brands like Suri ain't feeling the sales bump or the chit-chat vibes. Then there's Baby Donna, the sunscreen crew, who also didn't see much buzz. So they're joining the We're Outta Here brigade. But wait, it's not all bailouts. Out of the 160-plus brands on deck, 9 are hanging tight. Some are even throwing Diddy some backup, like leave the dude be. And get this, 5 are on the fence. These fence sitters are playing the wait-and-see game, eyes on the court's call. April Sinta and Kiki Lasha of our new Crown luxury brands are keeping tabs, ready to bolt if more muck surfaces. But here's the real kicker. Even after initially wanting to drop Empower Global over the accusations and shoddy sales, Junta and Lasha got reeled back in by a rep who dangled a carrot, no subscription fee for 3 months. This came straight out of an email leak. Cassie kicked off this whole saga, and she's far from solo in this. Her army of supporters and fans are rallying behind her, full force. Tiffany Red, her right-hand woman, stood by her in an open letter. Then the plot thickened when 2 more women stepped into the fray, dropping bombshell allegations of drug-fueled sexual assault and nightmarish run-ins with Diddy and singer Aaron Hall back in the 90s. But the twists don't stop there. Another Jane Doe stepped up, hitting Diddy with a lawsuit over a 2003 gang rape in his recording studio when she was just a teenager. Diddy's on the defensive, big style. He's shooting down these allegations left and right, claiming it's all a scheme to drag his name through the mud. Even though he settled up with Cassie, he's adamant it's not a confession of any wrongdoing. Now peep this. It's not only Empower Global sweating under the spotlight. Diageo, that liquor behemoth, is putting the brakes on Diddy's plans to splash marketing dollars on new ads for DeLeon. They're branding it a full-blown brand catastrophe. So these smaller brands hitching their wagon to Empower Global, they're not on Diageo's level, but they're yelling time out. They know brand rep is everything. And one of these brands isn't just stepping back. They're on a mission to claw back some green from Diddy himself. Enter Stephen Godot, the mastermind behind the luxury fashion label sporting his name. He's out there saying, Diddy, we're bouncing because we're all about uplifting women. But hold up, he's not just dipping out. He's knocking on Diddy's door, demanding a full refund for all the dough they dropped to join the Empower Global party. As for 50 Cent, the undisputed champ of throwing shade, you just know he's itching to weigh in on Diddy's mess. Given their history, it's a safe bet he's cooking up some zingers, or ready to drop his 2 cents on the whole shebang. 50 is known for his no-holds-barred style, so don't be shocked if he starts stirring the pot. So, here's the lowdown. It's a tangled web of lawsuits, hush money, and some serious industry shakeups. And with Tiffany Red tossing in her take, it's like the plot's getting thicker by the minute. The music biz ain't new to scandals, but this one's cooking up its own unique flavor. It's a cocktail of legal battles, party dramas, and some deep dives into the power plays in the industry. Thanks for watching. As we all know, fame and fortune aren't always as simple as they seem, so we'll keep researching this and send any updates your way.